Hello, beautiful souls. This is Elena Fouché. And okay, what happens if when you're practicing, you're sitting down for your 5-minute practice, and it's not that your mind is going away and you're completing your thought and coming back and going away and coming back. And every time you come back, you can be happy because, oh, hey, I'm sitting here, I should be practicing, I'm thinking. And in that moment, you have a chance to be mindful. That's the moment where you can be aware of yourself thinking. And you have a lot of those moments during your practice. You're not doing that. So just to be clear, sometimes what happens when we're practicing is we have thoughts, we get lost in thought, and then when that thought completes, we come back and we're like, oops, uh-oh, I'm supposed to be focusing on my breath, and instead I'm just thinking. That moment is a beautiful moment because we can be aware of ourselves thinking, which is great. That's such a golden moment. Really treasure those. So when that happens a lot during practice, that's actually, I think, really good because it gives us tons of moments to really flex our awareness muscle. Like, oh, I'm thinking, I'm aware of myself thinking. That's so beautiful. Okay. However, sometimes, as has been happening to me all week, you can sit down for your 5-minute meditation practice, and it's not that you go away and come back, it's that you think the entire time, and you don't actually become aware that you're thinking until your alarm goes off, and you're like, whoops, I was supposed to be noticing my breath the whole time, and instead I thought about what happened yesterday. The entire 5 minutes. And really, how is that any different? I mean, I could have just, been walking around in my day. I didn't need to sit down and pretend like I was practicing mindfulness. Okay, well, the thing is, first remember that you are practicing mindfulness. Just sitting down and having the intention, the idea that that's what I'm going to do is already good. You're already creating the habit of making space in your life for that. So already you've won, done. Even if you think the entire time, it's still a useful thing to do. Keep that intention of being mindful, and it will change. Part of the reason I don't get upset that happened to me all week, when that happens, which it's done this week, is because I know it will change. I know every time I sit down gives me another chance to be mindful. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes not so well. Okay. Here's what I do though, because I get frustrated sometimes. It's been happening all week and it's Friday, like, come on. So one of the things that I do is I focus on something different about my breath. So, of course, you might not be focusing on your breath. You might be focusing on any number of other things. Let's just use breath as an example. So normally what you might be doing is just noticing your breath as it's coming in, it's going out. Maybe you're noticing the length of it or the depth of it or the sound of it, or you're just noticing the feeling of it coming in and going out. Whatever it is you're noticing about your breath, change something about it. Basically, you're giving your mind something else to do. So what I often do is I start counting my breath. So no matter what I'm noticing about it, if it's not working, if I'm going off and thinking about something else, I give my mind counting. Okay, brain, come back, notice this, and I want you to count. And that gives my mind something to do that's different. And so my mind, it goes, oh, okay, right, pay attention to breath. And so then I spend the practice being aware of my breath. So let me give you another example. If you're listening to sounds, if you're doing a sound practice, if you're, say, just listening to ambient sounds all around you, then change to counting the number of sounds. Something like, it's that easy, right? Just give your mind something to do. Or the opposite, if you were counting the sounds, then stop counting them and instead just notice where they are around you. Or what's the farthest one away? What's the closest one? What's the loudest one? What's the softest one, right? So whatever your practice is, just change it up a little bit. Give your mind something to do. And that will help you focus and stop thinking 1,000 things and never coming back. Of course, you can do this anytime you practice if you want. Just change it up a little bit. Keep your mind interested. It's really helpful, though, if you're spending your whole practice not paying attention at all. All right. Hope that helps. Take care. See you next time.